What up, gang? Carolina Jackpot time coming at you. It is Tuesday morning. I hope you guys and gals are having a good one so far. I'm doing great. Just out doing some work early on in the morning and had to get on here and talk about South Carolina Clemson game a week from this Saturday. Will kick off at 12 noon as it was announced yesterday, and it will be telecast over on ESPN. Of course, the Gamecocks having to travel about a little less than an hour away from where I am currently to Clemson, South Carolina. Honestly, to one of the worst college football venues, not only in the Southeast, but probably in the country. Just a poorly funded, decrepit area of our state. Just a kind of a rundown stadium that really honestly doesn't meet ACC standards, but somehow or another they grandfathered it in, I guess, since they've been in the that shitty conference ever since it began, even though they're trying their best to get out of it now. A lot of people pissed off about this too. A lot. I mean, I saw a lot of outrage yesterday on Twitter with the decision of the game time. That, you know, they want a primetime game, want a primetime kick. You know, a lot of people who are going to the game, and not only ones who are going to the game to actually attend it, but also those who are going for just the tailgate and the atmosphere. Of course, you know, these big college games, you know, a lot of people just hang out. I mean, they don't go to the game. They hang out and tailgate with their friends and family and yada yada and so forth. Is they're upset about it too, because you can give them that time enough to do that. I saw more outrage from the Clemson people, from those knuckle dragging, fruit loop drooling retards, than I did from the Gamecocks. But you would expect that. To me, I honestly prefer the noon kick. I gotta tell you, I prefer the noon kick. It's early enough in the day. I like to live stream these games. That gives me time to get set up. That gives me time to get going. And you know, I don't get involved in games all day long. This is what I'm solely laser focused on, and I'm sharper when I'm doing these live streams with the noon games than I am with the nighttime games. If you know what I'm talking about there. Yeah. Sometimes a little bit too much sauce before the games when we have the night kicks and the late afternoon kicks. So this works out well for me, and I think it also bodes well for the Gamecocks as a football unit. Okay? You want in a big matchup like this, where both teams are kind of evenly matched, you know, you want to have the advantage, if you're the road team, I think, of having the crowd impact the game the least amount as possible. And number one, you do that, by getting ahead and taking them out of the game immediately. And B, when you have a noon kick, the crowds just are not as rowdy. They're not woke up yet. They're not going yet. They haven't gotten a little bit sauced up yet. It is what it is. So that can work to a road team's advantage in that situation. Now, that being said, I don't really think it's going to matter. I don't think it's going to matter in terms of South Carolina. This team is not going to go up there and get beat by Clemson. They're just simply not. And the reason why, South Carolina's just better. We've played better the majority of the year. It's been masked a lot of the year by Clemson playing inferior competition. And by inferior, I don't mean, you know, that Clemson's just a really, really good team and they're just a little bit beneath them. You know, these were not good teams. They were not good teams. And there are teams like Virginia and NC State, and yeah, some of them are still going to make a bowl game, Because, I mean, you're in the ACC. I mean, it's a round robin of sorts, and you're going to play each other. Somebody's got to win those games. Just because you win 6 games in a Turdburger conference, well, you're not winning all 6 games in conference or non-con. Doesn't mean you're a good team. And that's the kind of folks that they were beating up on. They took on Louisville, who everybody said, well, I mean, that's a good team. And you played Georgia, and they're a ranked team. Louisville's not, I mean, they are not anything special. They're absolutely not anything special. We saw them go out on the road and get housed by Stanford Saturday, by the Tree. They lost to the Tree. The Tree hadn't won an ACC game since like the first week of ACC play. So that doesn't impress anybody. But South Carolina will take the advantage of this, but I don't think we're going to need it. I really think South Carolina's going to play a really good game here, play a clean game. I looked over on ESPN when I was kind of looking at the game times, and the game that actually is getting prime time on ESPN, and this might make you mad if you care about it, is Oklahoma at LSU. I mean, who gives a damn? I mean, is that just so the LSU can get another home game at night? I mean, so they can get their way? It seems like, does LSU ever have an early kickoff at home? I'm just asking. I don't believe they do. The last time I remember LSU playing like a noon kick at home was when they played the Voltards a couple of years ago. And they got ran out of their own stadium by Tennessee at home, by Josh Heupel, who's a terrible road coach, ran them out of their own stadium before the end of the first half. Now, how embarrassing is that? That tells you the difference in LSU between night games and noon games. That's why they don't want to play them. Now, somebody down there will tell me, oh, they'll cite a more recent noon kick that LSU's had. It's not many, is my point. That's the last time I remember one, and at least a high-profile matchup. And them playing Oklahoma, look, honestly, it's not a high-profile matchup. Not in the slightest. Oklahoma is not good, hadn't been good all year, and LSU is tanking quickly. It's really, oh, excuse me. Gotta quit smoking. It's quickly tanking, and really pisses me off that they decided to just let their season go to shit after they beat us in the controversial feet on the ropes type fashion that they did. That they're not any good, turns out. What else? Oh, yeah, Florida and Florida State are playing at 7:30 or 7. They're on at 7. From what I understand, I saw a Florida State graphic last night on Twitter announcing the 7:30 kick, and I don't know if that's confirmed or not, because I'm looking on the ESPN site and it shows it as a to be announced. So I don't know that that's accurate, but we'll say for the sake of argument that it is accurate, and that is a 7:30 p.m. kick. Well, there was some Florida State fan on Twitter yesterday. They're sitting here getting chesty still, and I actually gave this person a little bit of credit for at least they're not in hiding like the rest of their fans. I haven't seen a Florida State person on YouTube, or at least one that I knew was a Florida State person. Like, you couldn't tell it by their YouTube name or just by, well, there are Florida State people that I know of on YouTube who have just, like, disappeared. Just haven't seen them at all. And then others that have screen names that you wouldn't know who they were a fan of. Just by looking at. I haven't seen any of these people. So at least this one did show up and was bumping his chest and saying that nobody wanted to watch South Carolina and Clemson, and that Florida State is a bigger brand, and Florida State will have 5 times as many eyeballs on it as South Carolina and Clemson. What? 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 No. Nobody wants to watch a 5-6 turd burger take on a 2-9 turd burger. Nobody's watching that, buddy. Nobody watches Pal. Now I tell you, us that are college football fans, especially us here in the YouTube community of the college football people, we'll watch it. We'll watch it for just the just the fact that it's college football, because we're diehards and we watch all these games. But we'll also watch it to laugh at your team. It'll be another what do you call it? Another point and laugh special. Because you're going to get taken out behind the woodshed. Florida's going to beat you silly. And you're on here bumping your gums and talking shit. Get the fuck out of here. But the point I'm trying to make is, not all of college football fans, not all of the college football world are, they're not all like us over here on YouTube. They'll watch the games if it's going to be a good game, if it's exciting. If that, most Florida State fans in proper out there who are like casual fans, they've packed it in. They've packed it in. They were all about it last year. Oh, they were all about it. They couldn't wait to watch last year. It was must-see TV. This year, probably about after you dropped that Boston College game, well, maybe not that one. Maybe after you dropped that game to Memphis. You lost to Memphis? Yeah, you lost to Memphis. That's when they stopped watching. So all that audience is gone. So it's only the hardcore fans who are stuck around watching that, and the people that want to watch it to laugh. So congratulations, I guess, on getting an audience in that regard, Florida State. So you have absolutely zero right to bump your gums at South Carolina or Clemson. And speaking of Clemson, on ESPN, their power index predictor of the games, they still have them as a 57% chance to win, Carolina at like 43. That's inherently wrong. It just is. If anybody, have they watched any of these games? Have they watched them? And what have they done the past few weeks? What have those Cheeto-faced twat waffles done to make you think that they're better than South Carolina? They're just not. So, I mean, I can come on here, most years I come on here like, pretty much already conceding defeat before the game even starts, or, I'll come on here with some sort of optimism, but, not really in the back of my mind. I'm really thinking, probably going to lose, so might as well get ready for it and not run your mouth on it too much. I'm running my mouth this year. I'm jacking my jaws because I'm very confident in this team. I'm very confident in them. Overconfident? Maybe. But the play on the field has given me reason to be that way. This team's just different. It's just built differently. I'm glad to be here for it. So, there was that. Oh, before I get out of here, I want to talk about Missouri for a minute. Missouri people on Twitter, too. Twitter's just you can find some really young, obnoxious, crying babies over on Twitter. You really can. These people, now the Missouri people, I like them for the most part. God bless them. But some of these assholes on Twitter, they won't stop. They're still bitching about that game. They're bitching about the officiating in that game. What the fuck? Yeah, we can tell you about losing a game because of officiating. You didn't lose a game because of officiating. You lost a game because The Gamecocks were not going to be denied at the end, A, and B, you didn't tackle that great. Your defense was probably a little bit worn out at the very end of that game, and you just didn't have enough gas in the tank to get over the finish line. You can bitch about officiating all you want to. It was a shit victory. This will play us on a neutral field, and we win by 14 plus. Okay. South Carolina should have won the game by 14 plus. South Carolina was ahead in the game by 14 plus. They really had no business letting you get back in it. I was nice about it in my video on Sunday, and I didn't bitch a lot about them letting them come back in the game. I gave you props for being a good, tough football team and having the resiliency to come back. But the fact of the matter is, we really shouldn't have let you come back. So we were ahead by 14 plus. What makes you think on a neutral field, when home field advantage is worth somewhere between 2 and 5 points? That's the aggregate number of that home field advantage is worth. It's somewhere between 2 and 5. It may be something a little less than 5. Sometimes in the SEC, I think it may be worth maybe just a little bit more than 5. So the math doesn't make sense there. That's just inherently stupid. South Carolina was a better team than Mizzou. South Carolina was favored by 12 to 14 points, depending on that. So you thinking you're going to win by 14 plus on a neutral field is just clown level 1,000 stupid. You don't watch college football, and you don't know what you're talking about. And then there were more examples of that too, just epic meltdowns of the crying, the whining. It's pathetic to see. It was pathetic to see, and I kind of held back on my urge to lash back out at them because, I understand you're feeling upset there, but 3 days after the game's over with, we're still acting like a baby on social media. Give it up. It's kind of like these left-wing nut jobs out there. 2 weeks now after the election, and they still won't give it up. They still, post everything they can, and it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. Everything that Donald Trump does, every decision he makes, every move that anybody makes that's associated with him, his team, it's going to be scrutinized. They're going to go try to dig up dirt. Any kind of little nugget that they have that someone did in their past that may be somewhat negative, they're going to try an angle to twist to make it worse than what it is, to make you kind of fake outrage, make you believe, this is a really bad dude, and these are not good people that we've got surrounded. Don't listen to bullshit. Just don't listen to bullshit. That's just bottom line. Just don't listen to crap, because you're going to hear crap. And it's not going to stop. It won't stop for 4 years. These people are outraged. They're loony, and they have serious mental issues. That little rant there, but anyway, that's about all I got to say about that. I will see you guys and gals later on. I appreciate you. Peace. I'm out of here. Go Gamecocks. Woo!